Assalamu alaikum students. Let us learn about narration. Narration means to recount or to pass on the words of a speaker. For example, he is a speaker. He said, I will buy a car. I will buy a car. These are the words of he. There are two ways we pass on the words of a speaker. Number first is when we use the actual words of a speaker, that's called as direct speech. These words are generally encrypted inside the inverted commas like you see in the above example. There is another way to recount the words. We use non-actual words. We make an intervention. We can use the non-actual words of a speaker. For example, he said, I will buy a car. If it is introduced in a non-actual tune, we will say he said that he would buy a car. There are basically two ways to narrate the words of a speaker. We will learn the rules, the procedure, how to make a direct speech into indirect speech, and what are the things we need to remember. Let us examine this example. He said, I will buy a car. There are two clauses. Number first, he said, this clause, this part of the sentence is known as reporting verb. I will buy a car, the words encrypted inside, these are basically the words that are reported. So we say these are reported speech. How can we change a direct speech into indirect speech? There are certain rules. We follow rules according to the form of the according to the kind of the sentence. For general statements, we use the following rules. Number first, if the reporting verb is in present or future tense. For example, if the reporting verb, this verb is in present or future tense, she says or he will say. What are the changes we need to make in reported speech? Don't change the verb form in reported speech. We don't have to change the verb form in reported speech like I did here. He said, I will buy a car. He said that he would. We changed will into would, provided that the verb was in past form. But if it is in present or future form, it will remain unchanged. She says, we are going to cinema. She says that they are going to cinema. So, are the verb form remain same in the indirect speech. Like in the second example, he will say it rains a lot. He will say that it rains a lot. Okay. Number second, if the reporting verb is in past form, say if it is in past form, said is in past form, what will happen to the verb in reported speech? It will be changed into past form accordingly. Like I write here, will is changed into would. There are certain exceptions. If the reported speech is not a habitual action or universal fact, we have to follow the same rule everywhere. But if it is a habitual action or a universal fact, we will discuss it later on. What will happen to that? Okay, number third, we introduce conjunction that to combine reporting verb and reported speech. These two parts are combined by a conjunction. That conjunction is conjunction that. It will normally omit commas. Okay, like you can see in the above example, he said I will buy a car. He said that this that is introduced. It works. It gives us two works here. One, it combines reporting verb with reported speech, and number second, it omits the commas. Okay. Number 4, reshuffle the pronouns accordingly. We reshuffle the pronouns. Pronouns are reshuffled since we intervene into the actual words of a speaker, so we do not use the actual pronouns there. Like I is changed into he, we is changed into they, it will remain same. Okay. Next, timestamps will also be changed in case the reporting verb is in past. For example, uh, there's a statement, for example, we are going to cinema today. If this statement will be changed, it will be changed into she says that they are going to cinema today. But if the reporting verb is in past form, I will buy a car today, it will be changed into he said that he would buy a car that day, the previous day. Okay, these are certain general rules. These are the rules for general statements. For interrogative sentences, exclamatory sentences, and optative sentences or imperative sentences, the rules will change, and we will form a sequence, a table for that, how a verb changes from direct speech into indirect speech. I will be back with another video. Stay tuned and goodbye.